He's a 54-year-old man that has actually lived his life. You know, when you have plans for yourself, you don't just want to be stagnant in one place, and then you keep training and retraining yourself, upgrading yourself to be the best where you can find yourself, as in your office, your organization, your community, your society. This man has been so many things until one day a silent thief strolled into his world and stole something very precious to him. What is it? Glaucoma. Glaucoma. Silent thief of sight. Took away this man's eyes and rendered him blind. Left him in the dark with nobody. Nobody. You know, you're a man of the people, and suddenly one day you will become alone because of your situation. On Against All Odds today, we're bringing everything you need to know about my guest. But before we get to meet him, let us take a look at this little backgrounder about him. My name is Dushma Pius Ikerafe. Let's do this together. Life is a mixture of the good, the bad, and the ugly. At every stage you come across leaves you with a lesson and makes you better or worse. You may be physically fit today, but tomorrow all your physical fitness may disappear into thin air and the unimaginable begins to happen in your life. Against All Odds crew met with Chief Izidor Jacob Ikiago. He hails from Indu, Osibele local government area in Ogba, Egbana, Indoni local government area of Rivers State. He was the paramount ruler of the community up until 2017. Presently, he lives in Omoku, his local government headquarters, due to frequent yearly flooding in his house and fear of kidnapping and militancy activities in his community. Chief Izidor Jacob attended St. Isaac Elementary School, Surulere, Lagos, and Municipal Council School, Orugbun, Z, near Garrison, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, where he obtained the first school leaving certificate in 1973 for his secondary education. He attended Birabi Memorial Grammar School, Bori, Rivers State, and Methodist High School, Arigbajo, Ogun State, where he obtained his WAEC in 1981. He also attended University of Port Harcourt and obtained a diploma in shipping and transport in 1992. He sat and obtained a professional certificate in logistics from Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport London in 1993. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it is still Against All Odds on the Nigerian Television Authority, the NTA. Wow. Once a high chief, always a high chief. And in spite of all the challenges, in spite of all the abandonment and everything. And today, I have the pleasure of having with me on set via Zoom Chief Izidor Ikagu. It's good to have you on set, Chief.
Nice to have you here.
At what point did this challenge come upon your life?
I began to really notice that something is wrong in 2016. When in my place of work, I began to notice that while using the computers, the heat, the rays from the computers to my eyes become very hot. It becomes very hot, such that I will sometimes go outside the office to take some, to get some relief. Until one day I noticed that while in the container stacking area, I used to see container numbers 50 meters from where I'm standing, or 50 meters to the container. I noticed that I'm not able to see the numbers any longer. I have to strain my eyes to see the container numbers while taking stock of containers under my care. I began to, I thought it was a joke. A few weeks after, I noticed that it's becoming dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. Then I had to present it. My company placed us on HMO, Health Management Organization. And the Health Management Organization told me to come to Port Harcourt because I was working in Warri. By the time I got to Port Harcourt, my employer said I was on bronze plan. I'm not entitled for eye surgery. It's from there I pleaded. They said no, that people who are in head office are on gold or diamond. Those are the people that are entitled for eye surgery. So that was the beginning, and I had no money. That was the beginning of my journey to blindness. So before I could know it, things began to deteriorate. Before I could get money to attend to it, things were moving too fast, just as the doctor said. So later, when I couldn't continue on the job, when I left the job, he gave me referral to another clinic in Kaduna, one Agawal Indian eye specialist. I went there. There was no money to continue the treatment. I went to National Eye Hospital. Things were already worse. That's how I got into blindness. So till today, I'm moving from one clinic to another, one clinic to another. I'm just fed up. So it's not a thing that, it's not a small journey. It's not a thing that you can wish your enemy. It's a very bad journey.
He started his first work as a nightclub DJ with Manatee Nightclub Port Harcourt, from where he got connected to a job as a shipping clerk with Lawrence Ayo and Sons Limited in 1988. He rose to a transport manager in 1991 and moved to Siapen Contracting Nigeria Limited Port Harcourt as a shipping officer, though he lost the job and went into private business briefly. In 2010, he worked with CICO Construction and Leasing Company Limited and later moved to Desinco Engineering Limited as Field Logistics Officer in Warri Port, Delta State in 2014. In late 2015, he visited Sotera Eye Clinic, Warri, and was seen by a chief consulting officer / owner who told him after tests that he had glaucoma. He continued to see him until 2016 when he referred him to Lily Hospital Warri and late Dr. Agawar Clinic Kaduna. In between, he continued to work and pleaded for his employers to help him, but they refused. He finally lost his vision around 30th June 2018 after he lost his job in December 2017. He held various positions in his community before becoming paramount ruler in 2014. He was a Secretary, Traditional Council, CDC, Vice Chairman, and Chairman of the Community Constitution Drafting Committee, Chairman Disciplinary Committee, Chairman School Committee, among others.
Community, forget about it. They have, up till now, they have not even bothered to ask me since I left the job or since this blindness struck me. They've not paid me one visit, a day visit. I've not received any visit from them. They just appointed a new chief and life goes on with them. I'm just left to lick my wounds. If I don't know the right word to use there. So as for my employers, they have discriminatory health policy. Most of these private firms, they have discriminatory employment and health policy. There are people who are on bronze. There are people who are on bronze plan. There are people who are on gold plan. There are people who are on diamond plan. They never did anything. The HR told me I am bronze plan since I'm a project staff. I said, what this is? What I didn't know about this when I was joining them. I didn't know. We just go for a normal. Maybe you go. You have fever. You go. When you have serious things, and they say no, you are not entitled to this type of treatment. I was surprised. And later, I even asked them, how about our contributory social insurance monthly contribution that they do deduct from our salaries? Nothing is said about it. I don't know how to go about using the national health insurance scheme. And there were deductions during my working life. With the last employers, the last people I worked with, there were deductions from our salaries to that effect. Nothing like national health insurance that is not working. So I'm telling people, please, if you're joining a company, be very careful. Check the welfare package very well. This, my experience, is not what people should go through. I'm seeing here. It's very expensive. This treatment is very expensive. I mean, eye treatment or eye glaucoma treatment is very expensive.
This is against all odds.
Right now, he feels dejected and abandoned because he has lost so much friends and relations. He hardly gets any visit from his siblings and friends. Sometimes he stays week without anybody calling him, which was not the same when he had his vision. Nobody cares to know how he feeds or pays his rent since he no longer lives in his country home, though initially very few friends and relations tried to come along to confirm his state and gossip to others, but right now, no visits anymore.
Nigerian Society for the Blind is a rehabilitation center based in Lagos where, of course, they try to give hope to persons with blindness to make them know that they can still be useful to themselves. And obviously, you've spoken to one of the executives. Now, tell us, what do you look forward to?
I'm very interested. I want to go there. At least let me know how to move around. It's not a good thing to stay at home without going out. So you stay at home 3 or 4 times. Sometimes my legs will be swollen. Sometimes I will starve myself to reduce weight because of inactivity. Nobody to take me out. It's not easy. Things like that. So I look forward to going to that school to get some training, at least move around, get on with my life again, if possible. I'm told I will be taught how to cook, how to wash, how to at least do basic things for myself instead of waiting for people. Even the idea of going out, being able to at least move out, move around, is interesting me because it's like I'm going to learn how to walk again, things like that. So, but my challenge is that before I got this link, I've been drained. 3 years is not a joke, So I don't know. I don't want. I have the desire to go there, but the question now is how do I raise the money now that people have abandoned me? Nobody is. My phone no longer rings. I don't even know, but I believe God that maybe somebody is going to do something for me.
Tell us how you came about this program.
Well, I was just since I've been staying at home for 3 years. I hardly go out. Sometimes in a year, I just go out maybe 3 times. Maybe when I go out for routine to try to see whether I can buy, I can see if I get donations from people, some money from friends or whatever. I said, okay, let me go and see if I can buy 1 or 2 eye drops because the eyes will be very heavy, very hot. I stay at home. So I was fed up. I now told my neighbor's son, who used to come around me, to please help me check on the net if I can get any organization that can give me help, whatever, or go to a blind school or whatever. So when he came, we are just browsing the net through. He was helping me to browse the net to see whether we can get any of such organization, NGOs or whatever. Then we just had a program on television. Yeah, they were talking about blind people, and so on, that blind people, there's still another life. It's not the end of the world, and so on and so forth. So I told him, wait, let me listen to these people. I checked, it was NTA. So I drew closer and I listened to the end. I told him to be very watchful if we can see an email link or a telephone link that we use to connect with them. So luckily, he saw the telephone line there. He now took it down, and after the program, I now put a call through, and that was it. That's how I got connected to this program. I'm very happy. The reception I've even, from the day I spoke with them till today, I know I've not received my sight, but the encouragement has been very wonderful.
How his son manages to go through his education is a miracle. On some occasions, when he visits offices in Port Harcourt, some people treat him like a leper, distancing themselves from him. Even when glaucoma is not infectious, he feels pained. When we gather in moonlight at the village ground, it is not because of the moon. Every man can see it in his own compound. We come together because it is good for everybody to do so.
Well, my son, what he did was to leave me and go to Port Harcourt to meet his maternal relatives or assistants. He's living there with them. They have been helping somehow to meet his school needs, but it's not enough. But I won't say they are trying to bring him for me. I regret not being able to train him because of my state right now. It's a 400 level petroleum engineering student in River State University of Science and Technology.
What is that thing that has kept hope alive in you?
The preachings that I receive from people who come to talk to me, those people that come to talk to me Sundays. So many times I think of suicide, but recently that is not beginning to leave my mind, but it's not easy. Somebody who had his eyes up to 50 and now suddenly doesn't have eyes. It's like learning how to use the left hand at old age. I'm missing a lot of things. I'm missing social life.
How has your wife been coping with you?
Most times she'll be crying. When she sees people of my age, she sees people driving. She said, my husband was like this before. Yeah. It's not easy to live with a man that does not have eyes.
Have you thought of trying to see 1 or 2 things that you can still do to bring food to the table?
The whole place is dark.
Yeah.
So in that state, without fear, I do not go to look for job. That's why I was elated to come on air with you. For you to assist me, reach Nigerians. They should help me I need rehabilitation, train myself, and fend for my family. I don't want to beg. I don't want to beg.
This is Against All Odds.
You married a man who had eyes, and suddenly you discovered that your husband is without eyes, and then you have to be his eyes. How has it been for you as a wife? How has it been?
The next question, anyway. I married him when he's not blind. So now, as the situation is like this now, I think that I cannot leave him. He's still my husband. Even in this condition, I cannot deny him. And I know that there is a lot of challenges, but I still believe in God that one day that things may happen. So I know a lot of people telling me that as a young lady, how can you be staying with this man, a blind man like this? You have to leave him and move on your life. So I told them, no, when I know him, it's not like this. And leaving him now is like, I don't know where I will go. And from there, maybe is there God will punish me from that, because when I know this man is a very okay and he's a very supportive man. So leaving him now, I don't know what will happen.
Now, I'm sure your husband mentioned to you that he actually came across this program and desires to go out again, go to a rehabilitation center and all that. As a wife, what do you think about the plan he has?
Oh, when he told me about the plan, I was very happy about the plan, because I know that through there, God may do something, because he's not a man that sits one place anywhere. It's just these situations that makes him to sit one place. So when he told me that, I was very happy. I said, if you can do it, there is no problem. So we discussed as a husband and wife. So I support him to do what he wants to do, so that will keep him happy, and so that he will live long for me.
Thank you very much, Chief, and your pretty wife for coming on Against All Odds. Yes, it's been Against All Odds with Chief Izidor. You know, obviously, looking at this man and going through his profile and his curriculum and all that, you will notice that he was not even a lazy man from the onset. He's a man of activity, a man on his feet. But suddenly blindness set in, and then he had to confine himself in his house. People need to be trained. People need to be taught how to live their life all over again. He needs help. He needs to be trained. He needs to know how to cook, how to move around, how to be productive. Nobody wants to live his life confined in the four walls of a house. No way. He's just 54, still very agile, full of life and activity. I am very sure that well-being Nigerians will be delighted to invest in this man's life, to just help him, his friends, his family, the community he has served. Please, I'm sure someone will just wake up and see the need to send him to the rehabilitation center in Lagos. Thank you for staying with us on Against All Odds. We will bring a follow-up of his story very soon to you. Keep hope alive and don't just remain in that dark room. My name is Toshima Pius Ikirofi.